Hey guys, Brian and Aaron here from 5 to Go. We are in the middle of our summer caravan here in 2021, and we've been traveling around with a bunch of our Roadrunners, what we call our patrons.
And many of them are now my best friends, so
Instant
it was fun.
friends.
Instant friends when you're camping together.
Yes, it's amazing. We've been all up and down the Midwest from Florida to Michigan, and we're working our way back down right now. But we're a couple weeks behind, and we're going to go back a little bit, and we're going to talk about all of the things we did in the beautiful city of Cincinnati, Ohio.
And it was so nice. And we only had one of our 3 children with us while we were there because
Yes.
the girls were still visiting with Grandma. It was kind of nice to just make decisions and go, because when you just have one kid, you don't have to check with anybody, and he's our youngest, so he just goes where we go.
Imagine life in the future with 0 kids.
Aww.
We'll get there soon enough. But today, Cincinnati.
Whenever we get to a new location, my first job that I like to do is find out where I can get stamps for my national park passport. I know you guys have seen it in a couple other videos, but I want to make sure that we get as many stamps in that thing as possible to kind of help me remember when we were places or where we went. In order to get my stamp in Cincinnati, we went to the Taft House, where the 27th president, William Taft, was born and raised. And did you also know he was the 10th Chief Justice? He's the only president that's held both of those things. Anyway, cool things. We grabbed Junior Ranger, and Ben and I kind of walked through the small visitor center there, and then you get to watch a video, and there were lots of answers in the video.
Yep.
And then you just walk right across the little side yard, and you get to kind of tour this really beautiful, still intact house, and see all the rooms, and you can get pretty close to some of the things. Mm-hmm. And the docent that's there points out lots of really cool things, but the Junior Ranger booklet has you kind of going on a scavenger hunt through all of the rooms, so it really points out some of those key features. That's why I like doing the Junior Rangers with the kids, because I learn so much more than I would have just kind of wandering through. And we don't always get a lot of time to read everything when we go to museums and stuff, just because the children just don't have the patience for it at this point. And so doing the Junior Ranger gives us an excuse to kind of stop and say, hey, let's find this and let's figure out what's going on. I kind of like that.
And every once in a while, it'll point out things that you probably would have missed otherwise.
Absolutely, it always does.
Yeah,
Always does.
Yeah.
So not a huge place to visit, and you could probably do it just in the morning or an afternoon while you're in the city. Cool place.
Cool place.
And it was short enough that Ben was interested to walk through the house, and
It was long enough for a 5-year-old, yeah.
Yes.
It was basically a house going through both floors and then out the basement, and you're good.
and then you're done.
Yeah.
So check it out, get a stamp. Yeah.
And then go to Camp Washington Chili.
Oh my goodness. So
We have a history with Cincinnati Chili.
we love Cincinnati chili. It doesn't have beans in it. It doesn't have a lot of the things that you typically would find in a normal American kind of chili.
And it's not chunky.
It's not chunky, and it has some interesting spices in it. Cinnamon is one of them that's in there, and it's cinnamon, but it's very savory.
Yeah.
So it's very good, and you usually can get it different ways, if you want it 2-way or 3-way, 4-way, and it just adds more things to it.
The main is on spaghetti.
On spaghetti.
That's the main Cincinnati Chili
Yes.
thing.
So you serve it on the spaghetti, and then I just like mine with cheese on it.
I've been eating Cincinnati Chili for a long time, because there was a place in Northern Virginia where I grew up called Hard Times Cafe, and they had a variety of styles of chili, and Cincinnati is the one that I fell in love with. And we actually buy the little boxes of the mix, and we make it ourselves a couple times a year when it gets cooler. So we haven't made it since we've been in Florida.
Nope.
And it's great. If you've ever had a coney dog,
yeah.
it's a hot dog with a bunch of chili and cheese on it.
Basically just
That's a
smothered
knife
in
and
it.
fork hot dog right there. It is so good.
There's a fast food version of it. It's Skyline Chili.
Yes.
Where you can just get it through the drive-through and get it in all those different ways.
That guy's really loud. I'm sorry, we're surrounded by bugs.
We just
I'll
are.
do what I can to minimize some of these sounds, but this guy is uniquely loud all of a sudden. So yeah, Skyline Chili, you might be able to find it kind of nationwide in freezer sections. I know we see it at Walmart all the time. But there's a bunch of different chili places in and around Cincinnati and around Ohio. I chose Camp Washington because it's been on TV, and it's kind of like the iconic one. There are a couple more around town. If we get back to Cincinnati, I will try some of the others.
Yeah,
but...
I liked Camp Washington better than the Skyline Chili that we had.
Absolutely. Yeah. Skyline was definitely fast food.
Yep.
Leaning
it was
fast
more
food.
expensive though too.
And it was.
It was. The fast food version of
Yeah.
it was more expensive
Yep.
than going to this diner that's been there since the 30s or the 40s.
Yeah,
so
it's a cool place. It's real.
I liked it.
Real retro, and like they obviously have not been updating it. Like they've just been maintaining the
It's
building
nice.
as is. So.
Oh, and oyster crackers. Usually get oyster
Yep.
crackers with it. And
Yep.
so Ben was quite happy to just have like packets of oyster crackers.
Yeah, good stuff. So if you've had Cincinnati Chili, let us know.
Yes,
If it's your favorite, join the club.
Yeah, right?
But we do know there are a lot of people that do not like it.
At all. And that's okay,
fine.
because more for me.
Yeah. So if you don't like Cincinnati Chili, where should we try chili? Because that's not something we really gravitate towards
No.
as we travel around. Like we love trying barbecue everywhere.
Yeah, but maybe we need to be trying chili.
Yeah, maybe we should be trying chili. So where's your favorite chili? Let us know down below.
Yeah.
I need some more chili in my life. In addition to trying local food and local cuisines and local dishes and stuff that are notable, we also like to find locations that kind of get you above or like get a nice good view of the place that you're in. So back in Chattanooga, that was up on Lookout Mountain at Point Park. We could get up, we could see the whole city down below us.
Right.
Here in Cincinnati, we just kind of stumbled across this place called Eden Park. And it was beautiful. Like you can't really see the city itself,
No,
but you can see the river and you can see the bridges, and you just kind of get this big overview of
Kind of what the landscape looks
of
like.
where you are. Yeah, and I believe it was Kentucky.
Yeah, we're looking right into
Yeah,
Kentucky.
right across the water there. And also, we were there in peak cicada season.
So thrilling.
Oh my lord. Like, so you saw in the last video all of the cicadas all over the windshield that it took us about 2 hours to scrub off. They were everywhere. They were living on and under and around these trees. They were flying around everywhere. There was a dude out in this park with
He's my hero. Brian thought he was a bit of a little pansy,
overkill.
but
So this guy had an umbrella, okay, which is whatever. It wasn't raining. He had an umbrella and he had attached like bug
Insect
screen
netting,
panels that were just hanging down like past his waist, so he could walk around outside.
without getting dive bombed by the cicadas. Me instead, with all of this.
Umbrella guy, just don't go outside for those 2 weeks. It's fine.
He was enjoying the park, but you guys see my hair. I've talked about this before. Like if
This is the
something,
butterfly thing.
if something got in here, like it would take me all day to find it because of all the like curls.
But cicadas are so big, you'd find that no problem.
But they'd get their wings would get stuck, like, and then I wouldn't be able to pull them out.
And they'd
Like,
be looking at you with those little red eyes.
so-
They'd be,
so that's my main concern with the cicadas is that they're gonna like fly into my hair and just get caught in it, and then it's just gonna be like a cacophony of it making that screaming sound and trying to flutter its wings.
So on Aaron's tombstone, we'll say death by cicada.
Death by cicada.
The only recorded death by cicada in human history.
Oh, it's so bad. And there were so many
Oh my
of
god,
them.
yeah, they were everywhere.
They
It was
just
bad.
covered the trees, and
Yeah.
I mean, I was just standing there like holding my hair.
Yep.
Just, I was so glad when we got in the car.
Also up around Eden Park, there's the Art Museum is up in that area as well.
We love an
and,
art museum.
We do. We love an art museum, and Ben surprisingly really enjoys art museums too.
He does.
Yeah.
Like, even when we're walking through like paintings from the 15th century,
Yeah.
he's interested enough, and he doesn't run.
Yeah,
And he
he
like
actually
knows
behaves
that
pretty well.
that he needs to be quiet or at least talk in a softer tone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why this doesn't translate to like other places that we go, but when we go to art museums, he's oddly well behaved.
Yeah, yeah, it's strange. Another really cool museum that we found in Cincinnati is the Sign Museum. And when we were first scrolling through like lists of things to do for Cincinnati, we saw a Sign Museum and we were like, oh, that's interesting, a museum about American Sign Language.
That's what I thought.
Probably what everyone thinks when they first see that, but that's not what it is at
At
all.
all.
It is a museum about signs, or a museum for signs.
Like neon signs, like
Yeah.
signs for restaurants and hotels,
Yeah.
and it's
And gas stations and fast food places, and
very cool.
it's really cool. It has signs all the way from I think the 20s.
I think 1910 was the first
1910,
one.
like like all the painted and old gilded signs, and then into plastics and neon and all sorts of just really, really, really cool little place. One note though, they don't allow filming in that museum.
Nope.
So you're cell phone only. So I have a couple little things that you guys are watching right now, of a couple little videos, just of some of the ones that moved. But they had some really, really, really notable things in there. They had one of the original McDonald's signs, which was really cool because
so
you were right up next to it. You could see all these places where they were like replacing numbers and names and words, and there was a whole schematic in a case.
Yeah.
It was like an architectural diagram of like how this thing was built and all the different colors that were used in the different places. Really, really cool.
It's a working place, so like there were people in there repairing old signs and building new ones, and it was really neat to be able to talk to the people in there.
There was a door out around the other side, out on the street, where it was like a neon shop where you could have stuff made or repaired. Really, 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 really cool place.
Should totally go.
Yeah, we
totally
definitely go. We love finding small little places like that, and that was definitely a highlight of the things we did find in Cincinnati. After checking out the sign museum, we took a quick little drive downtown. We do like to drive around downtown areas. We love driving through neighborhoods, through historic areas. Downtown Cincinnati's beautiful.
It really is.
They have two baseball stadiums, or is it a baseball and a football?
Yeah.
Like kind of on little opposite sides of the downtown area. There is a museum we did not go to. That was the Underground Railroad Museum.
Yes.
If it was just Aaron and I, we definitely would have gone. I think if we had had Tara with us, we might have made it happen.
Yeah, because she knows, she's learned about that many, many times.
But just with Ben.
I looked at the reviews for it, and it's a lot of reading, and it's a lot of stuff, and so we will check it out next time we go through Cincinnati. Without the littles, probably.
So instead, we went and got food.
We did. we went to a market.
Yeah, we went to Findlay Market, which is kind of, it's like a hybrid. There's open air and indoor areas in this market. It is full of local vendors, local farms, local creators, local artisans. As we were walking through there, we saw everything from coffee and baked goods through meat, like freshly butchered meat, seafood. People making pasta salads, local stuff, lots and lots of sausages and German-inspired stuff, because that's that area of the Midwest is a lot of German influence. So really, really cool stuff. And then outside, they had a lot of florists, and they had people there with fresh produce, and it was a really nice place. And we ended up with some quite yummy things.
We really did. At one of the sausage places, we got these meatballs that had all kinds of different meats in them, and they tasted really different than what we normally were. And we had so many of them that we were able to share with our Roadrunners. We also got beast burgers that had a bunch of different types of meat in it. It was like Wagyu beef, elk, boar, and bison.
That sounds right, yeah.
They were delicious. They were a little heavy, as you would expect with that much meat. But again, we were able to share those too, so everybody just got like a quarter of it. There were quite a few of us that wanted to try them.
Yeah, I grilled them and put them on buns and then cut them in quarters and just like, try it.
So they became appetizers. They would have been a bit much for a whole like meal. Did we get anything else while we were there?
I got coffee.
Oh, you did get coffee.
Yep, I got coffee. The coffee was good. I got it at the Belgian waffle place. Didn't we get bread?
Oh, we did.
There was like a sourdough place.
There was. It was called like sourdoughs or something like that. But we got like they were kind of like a bap. If you've ever had that before, where you just kind of wrap it over and they just get big and poofy. I think that's what they're called. It was just like white bread rolls. They were really good. And then we also got a loaf of something.
That
was sourdough?
Yeah.
We got a loaf of sourdough.
I love a sourdough.
That was delicious.
Good stuff. So that was a very cool little market, and it was a great way to end the day. We kind of filled up a cooler bag of stuff and then headed back home. So Cincinnati, very cool city. I would love to go spend more time there. I think it'd be fun to see a game there. There was something notable about the stadium. It's the Cincinnati Reds.
Yep.
Right, it's the
like
baseball
America's Stadium or something like that is what it's called.
One of the first ones?
I think so.
Something.
We can check that.
We are not sports people.
We're not.
I am probably totally wrong. I might not even have the sports team name right. But there was something notable about it, and it would be fun to go see a game. We love
seeing live sports. We don't watch sports on TV.
Don't
sorry
follow anybody.
if you do.
No,
but we love to see things live in the city that we are, and then we just root for the home team because that's always fun.
Yeah, like a couple summers ago, we went and saw a game at the Kansas City Royals in Kansas City. Super fun. We loved, the feeling of the local team playing and all the people rooting for them. love that. So I think Cincinnati would be a great place for that. I think it's a pretty big sports town.
It is.
So,
it is.
yeah.
This just isn't our thing.
Yeah, so Cincinnati's cool. Great chili. Best in the country, if you ask me.
I think so too.
So next time we're headed through the Midwest, I think we'll stop there again. Again, the Indian Lakes Thousand Trails. We are Thousand Trails members, so it was free for us. So that will maintain a $0 rating right now for the campground we were in for this week. And in the next episode, we're going to be talking about Indianapolis, because Indian Lakes is pretty much in between Cincinnati and Indianapolis. So there's a very cool children's museum in Indianapolis that pretty much took up all of our time.
It really did.
So stay tuned for that in the next episode. If you want to see even more of all of our travels,
In real time.
Yeah, in real time. 5togo.com/roadrunners. And you can get access to our full route. The summer caravan is winding down. We will be back in Florida the week after next. So that's the end of the summer caravan. But there will absolutely be more in the future.
Yes, this was so fun.
If not later this year. There is going to be more Roadrunner stuff, Roadrunner exclusive stuff later this year in Florida. So if you're going to be there for the winter and you want to be around lots of cool people,
come and join us. And you can be part of all of the different things that we're doing this year.
Yeah.
I'm
lots of cool
excited.
stuff. All right, guys. See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.